Lord Hector! We're pleased to see you home alive and well. Where's my brother? Ah, he departed yesterday for Etruria. Etruria, that's a pity. Go and prepare rooms for my companions. They need rest. Yes, my lord. My brother's away. Oswin, did you know about this? Yes, I was aware of this trip. Why do you choose to go to Etruria now? I don't get it. It's not like him. Hello everybody, SlimKirby here. Welcome to part 17 of the Fire Emblem 7 Hector mode playthrough. This is going to be the last video of the abridgment chapters, which is basically where I just very quickly run through chapters that were already shown in Elliewood's mode, and then, you know, just kind of briefly talk about them in Hector's mode, and then we move on. Because after these chapters, there's going to be one exclusive Hector chapter, and there's also going to be the final chapter, and I think I will show the final chapter in full, just because, you know, we've been through this whole project. I kind of want to show off my units in action for the final chapter. There's also a lot of unique dialogues that I want to show off as well, so yeah, I'm going to go ahead and show that chapter in full. But anyway, let's go ahead and get right into this chapter first of all. This is Chapter 31, Sands of Time. This is the last Defend chapter in the game. Right off the bat, there is a unique Farina text in this chapter if you bring Farina to this map. In Elliewood's mode, you get this text if you bring Vida. But why would you bring Vida unless you're like that desperate for flying units? Which, you know, at that point you might be. If you don't have a flying unit by then, Vida, you can definitely put her in the team with no major issues. But if you have a flying unit, you really don't have any need for Vida, and I already have two, so, you know, definitely not using her in this playthrough. But yeah, you get a little text about Farina here. She talks about, why did you bring me? There are archers here, which is honestly a very fair point, but still, there's a lot of units here, and you don't have to necessarily just fight archers with her, so I don't know why she's complaining. She's the world-class Pegasus Knight. She shouldn't be complaining. But yeah, not really a whole lot to talk about here. It's pretty much the same in terms of how you would normally execute this map. I'd say the one major difference here is that there's a lot more promoted units in Hector's mode than there is in Elliewood mode, and, you know, that is great. You can get a lot of experience here. That's pretty much what I focused on for a huge part of this chapter. Just kind of really grinding experience and getting my units leveled up. In fact, at one point I started like literally looking at, okay, at the beginning of every turn, which unit is lowest leveled, and I'll focus on that unit on that turn if I could, or at least move them closer to the action, and that's kind of how I basically went through here. But yeah, really there's not too much different. You still play this chapter pretty much the same. There are more reinforcements in the northern part of the maps in those like staircases, which is definitely one kind of unique thing, because I don't think they actually appeared in Elliewood's mode, so that is one unique difference. And also a reminder that there is a side chapter to this chapter as well. Now, I did get a couple of comments saying that there is like a static requirement of one green unit needing to survive in this chapter. Honestly, I have never heard that. I've looked through many guides and FAQs, my Nintendo Power Player's Guide that I have. I've looked on Sereni's Forest, which has literally any single piece of information you could ever want about Fire Emblem, and they have stated that that is not a requirement. And honestly, even if it was, like, it's a very easy requirement. It's like, it's a requirement that's pretty much the equivalent of making a sandwich. Anyone can make a sandwich. Like, I don't mean to like put anyone down by saying that. It's just that, you know, I've played this game for, geez, 15 years now, and that's never been relevant. Like, and yeah, I don't know. I don't think it's a requirement. If it is, like, there's a really good chance a green unit is going to survive, but, you know, if anyone wants to test it out and see if it actually does happen, where if all the green units die, then you don't get the chapter, be my guest, but I'm pretty sure that that's not the case. Just because there are no more shopping chapters after that chapter, and you kind of need a place where you can buy items and stuff. Otherwise, how are you going to freaking, like, get through the game. You could get soft locked, and that's not fun. So yeah, I don't know. I don't think that's a requirement. So I'm just going to go ahead and state that for the record. But anyway, before we move on to the next chapter, I do want to say that the next chapter actually has quite a bit of dialogue, so I'm not going to really be doing a summary on that, but I will be basically highlighting one quick thing, because there is actually a unique character that we're going to be talking about when we get to that chapter. But one thing I will be doing after this little summary is finished, and after I go through all the level ups, I will be showing off the final supports that I got in this playthrough, because there is another support relevant conversation as well, and I'll bring that up obviously in a little bit when it becomes relevant. But yeah, next chapter is going to be a lot of dialogue, but I think with that we're done with this chapter, and I'm going to go ahead and do the summary for the next chapter. So yeah, hope you guys are ready. Elliewood Hector, where are the legendary items? They're right here. Mine too, I'm sorry. I simply couldn't bring myself to wield it. Neither could I. Elliewood said it felt like Durandal moved by itself. A weapon with a will of its own? Can I really control a weapon like that? Frankly, I wasn't sure. Let me take them away from you for a while. May I? Yes. It's fine, but... Elliewood, Hector, I understand how you both feel. But without these weapons, we won't be able to stop Nurgle. You know that, don't you? Yes. When next I wield it, I will not hesitate. Confidence is just a matter of time. I'll use it when I need to. You'll see, Greybeard. I know. Oswin. I'm here, Lord Hector. We won't be able to contact Vargas about traveling to Valor till the day after tomorrow. The guards are rotating watches to protect the castle. Lord Hector, for this one night, please get some rest. Who needs rest? Do not talk to me of rest when Ostia needs me. There is something that you need to tell me, isn't there? I can't think of nothing, my lord. Stop this foolishness. It's plain that everyone is avoiding me. What are you all hiding? I know what it is. Lord Hector, you must calm yourself. Say it, I command you. Tell me what has happened. If you don't answer right here, right now, I will cut you down, knave. Do as you must. I see. My brother, he's gone, isn't he? Lord Hector! I was sure he was recuperating. That he'd gone somewhere to recover his strength. I thought that was what you were hiding. But you won't confess even now. That means... Lord Hector! Wait, please! What's the matter, Magic Man? You don't look so good. Yes, well, I'm actually a bit fatigued. You know, scholars are not used to such strenuous activity. Your body turned to mush because you read too much, Magic Man. Yeah, I suppose that's one way of putting it. Well then, I'll whip you into shape. Ah, no, please, really, I don't think... Don't worry about it, it's no bother for me. In exchange, you can just lend me one of those books. A book? Yeah, maybe a skinny one. Are you going to eat it? Are you calling me stupid? No, nothing of the sort. Warriors must become strong. Ah, yes. My body is powerful, but your body has brains. We have different paths, but we both fight bravely. We can help each other along our different paths. Why, yes, you're probably right. Well, it seems I may have much to learn from you. I look forward to it. Yeah. But first, wait, punch me as hard as you can. Alright, I'll bite. What's your dream, big guy? Well, it's this. Ooh, that smells musty. What is it? Don't get all squeamish on me now, girlie. It's a treasure map. It belonged to the legendary pirate king, Hangak. If I can just decipher the riddles he used to mark the location of his buried treasure, then I should be able to find it. So treasure, huh? How much do you think it's worth? Well, I'd wager 100 million, I'd wager. That much, huh? Wait a second, did you just say 100 million? Whoa. Now, is that thing for real? You wouldn't lie about money, right? Tell me you wouldn't. Now, hold on, relax, just calm down. It's the real thing, I swear. I can't believe it. I mean, just think. But wait, how would a wharf rat like you get a hold of something like that? Wharf rat? Right, forget about it. But let's just say, yeah, that map is probably a fake. But let's just say if I were to buy it from you, how would 3,000 gold sound? You think me daft, woman? Who would sell their dream for a few clinking coins in their pockets? My answer is no, whatever the price. But it's so obviously a fake. What? Open your beady little eyes and look here, missy. The Pirate King signed his mark right here. Where? Anyone could have written that. Shut your trap, compared to the one on the letter of his. Ha! Now don't you see it? Don't you? Ha, sucker. Thanks to the look of the map. I think I'll just go find it myself. Urgh! You gold-snatching witch! Well, all I have to do is decipher the riddle before she does. And I'll find that treasure first, or my name ain't Dart. The treasure lies on the other side of the door that separates fire and water. Fire and water, huh? The Nevada desert, maybe? Don't you wish? See, that's why it's going to take a pirate's mind to unravel this one, lassie. It's got to be the Dragon's Gate on the Dread Isle. Really? That doesn't sound right for some reason. Yeah, well, maybe that's because you weren't paying attention to this bit that says, the Hidden White Fang. That's got to be the Ilian Wyverns. No way, there's no wyverns in Ilia. Are you serious? Then what that would mean... Just so we're straight, it's going to be early bird gets the worm, right? Of course, only one of us can fly like a bird, right? You think I'd let a gold-snatching witch like you beat me to it? What? Don't act like you're not in it for the treasure, too. You'd find that treasure and you'll be rich, right? You've got all these grand dreams, but you're just in it for the loot. Don't be a bleeding idiot. Dart the Pirate's not such a small man. Being rich is boring. My dream is this. I want to find that treasure, hide it again, and make a map that leads to it and pass out a few copies all over the world. What? Don't you get it? I'm a pirate's pirate. There'll be sea dogs the world over looking for the treasure. Of Dart, the legendary pirate king. What do you think? Isn't it exciting? You're the stupidest pirate I've ever met. Hey, are you stomping on my dream? Well, what do you want me to say? Let's see. The phrase pearls before swine comes to mind. Forget about it. I'm going to find that treasure first anyway. Over my dead body, you'll never get that treasure. Hey, Matthew, listen to this. You'll never believe how mean Lord Hector was to me. Blimey, what now? I said give me some vassals, and do you know what he said back to me? Can you guess, can you? Nothing. He ignored me. Can you believe it? And you are so very, very difficult to ignore. Right! You are seriously the only person who can understand how much hurt I am feeling right now. I'm not sure anyone could understand. Why is Lord Hector always so mean to us? I mean, we're always putting our life on the line for him. I hate to admit it, but you may have a point there. I have approached him many times with my own request, only to be turned away. Yeah, see? So what did you ask for, Matthew? Vassals, rank, promotion, jewels? I told him there was an unwanted distraction. That it was making it difficult for me to work. That he should let me do things on my own way. That I should be free from this distraction. Yeah, I totally know what you mean, Matthew. Lord Hector just doesn't understand our needs. We should go complain to him together. Man, are you ever thick. Come along, Matthew. You'll be left behind if you dawdle so. She's not bad looking. If only she would just shut up. Matthew! Yeah, come along, I know. Save me. Rebecca, why have you come? Ah, you've come to see me. I just wanted to return this. But I sent that letter to you. Yeah, well, it's a pretty boring letter. It says nothing but I love you and you're the sweetest. By returning this, you must... So you return my feelings? No. I'm just giving it back because it's meaningless. Meaningless? What are you saying? Look, Sane, you say these things to every woman you meet. Therefore, none of those women feel special. Is that how you see me? Yeah. But surely I must have some good points. And besides, my feelings for you are real. Sane, are you really that serious about me? Yes. Can I trust you? Yes, of course. Then Sane, you won't mind if I go and tell Lady Lindis about us right away? Sane? Sure you can, if you feel you must. I knew it. Sane, you're a pig. Whoa, wait, Rebecca, my love. Ho, Rebecca! Ah, Dart. Here. Oh, what a pretty shell. Is it for me? Yeah, thanks for the food earlier. Well, it's awfully nice of you. But didn't you say we were even back there? I didn't think you'd remember that part. Hehe, don't look so frumpy. Thank you, I'll treasure it. Yeah. What's the matter? I know I shouldn't keep saying this, but... Dart, you just look so much like my brother. Is that so? Well, who knows, maybe I am. What? I don't have any memories of my life more than 5 years back. Vargas found me bloody and limp on a pier, and I don't know who I was. I'm thinking I must have learned more than just blood out of my ears, you know? Now I don't remember nothing. My brother left home exactly 5 years ago. It's just strange luck that, unless there's more to it. Well, he did have a scar on his right side on his abdomen, from when he was gored by a stag in the forest of Foray. Do you have a scar like that? Abdomen, that's over here, eh? And me right, that's starboard, isn't it? Amazing, you really are... Hey, is this for real? Ah. Look, it's nothing personal like, I just want to be sure. I mean, I'd be glad to think you were my sister, but... I'd hate to find out I was wrong later, you know? Dart. Blow me down, just call me brother. Either way, I'll go back to me ship when this battle ends. So why don't we just play along for a little while, right? Sure, I guess that would be... Yeah, Big Brother Dart. Not Dan? No, I'll just call you Brother Dart. You might not be Dan anymore, but you're definitely my brother. I'm sure of it. Rebecca. Lynn. Hector! Say, Lynn, you remember when we first met? I do, I remember it well. It was Castle Caelan was taken by Lord Louse. My grandfather had been taken prisoner. And you and Eliwood came to my rescue. Then together we fought the armies of Louse. Lynn, why are we together now? Well, because we're friends, right? Say, if we're much stronger than I was, would that make me useless to you? No, of course not. Fighting isn't everything on this journey, you know. If fighting was everything, what use would we have of Merlinus? Well, I suppose. You are strong. I can vouch for that. Just, I was stronger. Ha! What? You're too much. Saying that kind of thing with a straight face. You got a problem with my face? I've just got to be me, you know? Yes, I know. Thanks. I didn't think you cared so much about how I felt. Or is Hector gentler at heart than Hector looks? You've certainly done much for my courage today. I'm not this way to just anyone, you know. What? The enemy! Let's go, Lynn. Don't lag behind. What? Wait up! Okay guys, before we move on to Chapter 32, Victory or Death, I want to very quickly talk about 31X Battle Preparations, which is the side chapter that you get from Chapter 31. In Elliott's mode, this was basically a chapter where you could just, buy a lot of items, weapons that you need before the final chapters of the game. You essentially use this chapter in the same way. But there are a few things I need to highlight specifically about Hector mode. Because they're important things. First of all, there are some unique conversations, especially after what we just learned in regards to Hector and Oswin. So you can find out a couple of things in this chapter and just have some neat little flavor text, I guess you could say. Second thing, there is a unique and special conversation between Hector and Lyn in this chapter. The one caveat, though, is they have to be A support in order to have it. If they are not A support, you will not get the conversation. And more than that, the song that plays during the conversation is, I think, one of the only places where you can hear that song. So if you want to completely fill up your, your sound test or, the music gallery or whatever, you do need to get this conversation in one of your playthroughs. So I will be showing off that conversation. Just a reminder, you need A support to get it. And finally, there is a hidden character in this chapter. A character you can only get in Hector's mode. I don't know why it's Hector's mode specifically, but it's kind of something that I guess the game developers wanted to throw together due to a character and a returning character that's in Fire Emblem 6. So because of that, they decided to put in this other character for this particular chapter. So the requirement to get this character is basically on the first turn there will be a green unit inside the arena. And you have to use one specific character to talk to her with. And that character is Bartray. So, in other words, if you have not been training Bartray, you're probably not going to get this character. Because what you have to do is you have to talk to this unit, and then a battle will start, and if Bartray survives the battle, the character will join you. This character is a female sword master named Carla. Carla, I wouldn't say she's like a great unit by any means, but she is a sword master. She can crit. She has the Wodao, which is a crit machine type of weapon. So my advice is if you want to survive an encounter with Carla, make sure your Bartray is at least promoted at the very least. Because otherwise I have no idea if Bartray is even going to survive the battle. And also make sure that he's holding the Iron Rune, because that will negate any critical hits. And because I wouldn't say Carla is that powerful, 2 normal non-crit attacks shouldn't kill Bartray, so that's the best way you could honestly recruit Carla, at least in my opinion. But again, I wouldn't say she's anything special. Again, just, a promoted unit you could use if you want to, but you don't really have to, honestly. But yeah, that's really about it. So let's go ahead and show off those conversations so we can move on to Chapter 32. Lord Hector, about last night. Don't worry about it. No matter the clamor I raise, my brother is dead. All I can do now is try to distract Eliwood and the others. I must put on a strong face, must be strong for them. I see. But Oswin, I will not forgive you. Not only you, but my brother as well. Why did you hide this from me? Only me. Am I so untrustworthy? Lord Hector, you may hate me and scorn me as you will, but doubting Lord Uther's intentions? You should not do that. The last message I received from Lord Uther, ordered that, should he die, I must keep that news secret from you. But why? This is what was written in Lord Uther's letter. He is true to his own feelings. If I asked to choose between his brother and the world, he would not hesitate in rushing to my side. Though he often speaks in anger, we are brothers, we are all we have. I have never doubted his affection. Yet what if the choice were between brother and friend? To choose one would mean abandoning the other. he would come to despise himself, whatever his choice. I cannot force him to make such a decision. Lord Uther had your feelings foremost in his heart. He was also considering Eliwood, who had lost his father. Please, if nothing else, understand this. Will you look at that? It's an arena. That's a battleground for men to test their strength. Come on, Ambrose, we can fight to our heart's content. No leads here either. Where in the world could he have gotten to? Ah, brother of mine. You wench! Meeting me here will be your doom. I must erase the shame I met on the Western Isles. Come, we duel. Oh, I remember you. You're the guy who came out of nowhere and challenged me. The one I knocked out with my first sword stroke. The Bartray before you is not the same one you faced then. I will have my revenge for the Isles here in Ostia. Now, dig up some courage and do your worst. I did not come here looking for a fight, but how can I refuse your revenge? Let us begin. Too inexperienced. I'll never reach my brother now. How do you like that? I won! Ha! Taking out a tough enemy like that with one blow. I underestimated my awesome power, my formidable physique. I guess she and I are even now. The next match determines the winner. Whoops! Oh, it seems you've improved some. Quiet, we've only just started. Continue. So tell me, where have you been training? I serve Lord Eliwood now. I'm working as a guard for him. Tough opponents every day, but we just tear them up and cast them aside. Huh, that's interesting. If that's the case, I think I'll join you. What? My brother gravitates towards strong warriors. This journey of yours sounds like a dangerous one. Joining you might help me find him sooner. I don't know what you mean. What about our duel? We'll put it on hold. Don't worry. I don't run away. I like you. It would be a waste to kill you here. Someday I'll finish you in appropriate fashion. Okay, agreed. You're now my sworn enemy, wench. Lord Hector! Oh, Sarah, what is it? Ew, is there something wrong with you? What do you mean? Come on, I'm right here and you're not mad or anything. It's like all the laws of nature have been inverted. Do I really treat you so poorly? Yes, you do. You make that face and shoo me away. Really? Sorry about that. Don't do that. Oh, you're bound to cause some catastrophe if you keep behaving so oddly. Run for your lives. Hector's being nice. Well, I'm only joking. There's reason not to run after all. Only Lord Hector. There's just one thing I must know. What is it? When is Lord Uther coming back? What? I was so looking forward to getting some sort of reward. With him gone, I'm wondering how much longer I must wait. I would love to have gone to Etruria. I'm so disappointed. So no one's told you anything either. About what? It's nothing. Something's weird. More importantly, Lord Hector, it's time to go shopping. I found some hair ornaments that are perfect for me. Do you want me to buy them? Huh? Would you really? You want them, right? No. Are you sure? Look out! It's an earthquake! It's the cataclysm! Save me, blessed little mine! Hey, that is a bit much, isn't it? What is it? If you need something, get out of here. Spotted me, eh? Well, Ah, young master, beautiful day, isn't it? Looks like it's about to rain to me. Oh, is that so? Stop treating me like a pouting child. I'm fine, you needn't worry about me. Is that so? No problems then, eh? Did you know too? About my brother? Yes. I'm sorry for holding my tongue. Worried about me, right? Sorry about that. There's a lot going on. Please don't apologize. You're going to make me cry. Like his father before him. Such a good man. Why? My brother really was a great man, wasn't he? A man like me, I don't know if I can follow in his footsteps. What are you saying, young master? For Ostia and for Layla, we... Alright, well then we better survive this war. Both of us, for Ostia, to protect her. That's right, we must make it back. Hector, wait up a minute. What is it? I'm sorry. Huh? When we first met, I criticized your fighting style, remember? I wanted to apologize. Oh, that? Don't worry about it. Why bring this up now? I used to think you were selfish, oblivious to others' needs. Even after all this time, I only saw you as crude and insensitive. Hey, now. Do I really need to hear this? I mean, what's your point? I used to be like that, too. I relied too much on my own strength and stuck to myself. All I did was cause problems to the people around me. I think you're like that, too. So sometimes I feel like I'm looking at the old me. Sometimes I treat you horribly. Yeah, that's true. Sometimes you really lay into me. But aboard the pirate ship, and back there, what you said made me realize I was wrong. So I'm sorry. You apologized once before. I admitted that I've got a bad attitude. It's fine, right? Just let it go. Let it go? I can't just let it go. That doesn't satisfy me. Hit me. It'll make me feel better. What? Come on. I won't move. Wind up and let it fly. You... Hector? What is it? Are you afraid? Give me a break. Do you think I could hit a woman? It's okay. Just don't think of me as a woman. I can't smack a woman I've lost my heart to. Come on, hurry. What? Look, enough of this foolishness. Let's go. What did you just say? Hold it, Hector. That should cover it. Let's head out for Badon, then to the Dread Isle. Eliwood, I forgot something in the castle. Go on ahead. I'll catch up shortly. Alright. The throne is empty. Makes her look so small. Even on the verge of death, you worried about me. Blast, you were always like that, eh, brother? I never asked of you, but you watched over me nonetheless. Like a father, with that know-it-all look. I told you, don't treat me like a kid. You never listened. I'm coming back. I'll take care of Nurgle and end his threat in the world. I'll be back, and I'll take the throne. I may not be as nearly as dependable as you, brother, but even so, together, we'll make Ostia and all of Lycia a place of peace. We'll put an end to peerage and make Ostia a place where all are equal. We'll try our best. Watch and see, brother. Okay, here we are, guys. We are here at Victory or Death, Chapter 32. The final big chapter of the game. Honestly, I'm not going to go over every single individual difference. There are quite a number of differences between Eliwood mode and Hector mode, particularly when it comes to what units will be appearing as reinforcements and stuff of that nature. And again, it's so hard to cover each and every individual difference, so, you know, I'm not even going to bother with it. So, just kind of be informed that there are, like, you know, basically different types of units in every section. Make sure you have a unit that can basically, in some way, counter every weapon of the weapon triangle. Make sure you have a magical unit or a magic physical magic unit in every single section, and just make sure you have a lot of variety in your different groups as you're traversing this big map. Or if you want to, you could just send everyone in one giant group and just kind of face off enemies as they come towards you. A few things you want to look out for. First of all, Stella does have bolting. And she is very powerful, so it will do a lot of damage to one of your units. So make sure you have someone with a lot of resistance kind of step up to the plate to draw out all of those bolting shots. And there are a lot of forests too, so you can use those for cover as well. There's also a lot of ballistas, and keep in mind there's different types of ballistas. There's iron ballistas, which generally do a bit more damage, and there are also killer ballistas, which, as you might figure from that, can critical more often. So definitely bring some high defense units for those, and of course bring the high resistance units for Limstella. And honestly, you should be fine. Limstella is still pretty easy, especially if you've been using Canas for the entire game, like I have been. So Canas with Luna pretty much wrecks Limstella easily. So Limstella is not a concern whatsoever. Definitely not a unit to really worry about at all. So definitely, have that in your advantage, and you can take her out no problem. But yeah, just kind of look out for all the different units. There's Pegasus Knights and Falcon Knights that appear in the top left, as well as Cavaliers and Paladins that appear there. I believe there's Nomad Troopers that appear in the bottom right. There's Wyverns that appear on the right side of the map. And I believe there's like a whole bunch of like Generals that appear kind of in the middle near Limstella. So those are generally the biggest obstacles you'll be dealing with. And again, like, I spent a large part of this map just kind of, getting experience to the units that needed experience still, and also just trying to get to the end as quickly as possible because, and this is something exclusive to Hector mode, there is a side chapter to this chapter. So if you want to get that side chapter, you have to finish this map in 20 turns. That's right, 20 turns. So you can't really stick around and farm all of the reinforcements if you want to get the side chapter because, there are reinforcements that come at turn 25 and stay until turn 35. So if you do that, you're going to miss the chapter completely. But the chapter that you can unlock is very hard. Make sure you bring your best units to that, as I'll be discussing when we get to that point. But yeah, it's a very tough chapter. It's basically for your best and brightest units. Attempt it if you want to. You don't have to, obviously, but because this is one of my playthroughs, it is something I'm going to show off. So basically, as you could have figured, my strategy was just trying to move up all my units, get to the end as quickly as possible, and pretty much once the reinforcements stopped appearing, before the 20-turn cutoff point, that's when I just finished it up and just ended the chapter there. And that's pretty much how this went. That's really all I have to say. So I think I want to go ahead and leave it at that. There are some other conversations that happen in this chapter. I'll obviously show those when it's relevant. But yeah, that's pretty much it for Chapter 32, Victory or Death, which means, ladies and gentlemen, we are moving on to the last bit of the game. I want to thank you guys for watching all these videos if you have been. And I hope you guys definitely understood the format that I used throughout this. I know this was probably not the best format possible, but I really didn't want to do a complete second playthrough of this game. So I hope you can understand this is just what I really wanted to do, and I thought this was the best way to do it. In retrospect, there were a lot of issues, and there were some things I didn't really think of when I first started, but it's a learning experience. I hope you guys understand, and I hope it was enjoyable for what it was. So thank you for all the support, and I'll see you guys when we start closing out the rest of this game next time. See you guys then. Later, folks. Oswin. What is it, Lord Elliewood? It's Hector. Has something happened? No, nothing really. Why do you... He acts as if nothing is wrong, and yet I know. That's how Hector has been since he was a child. This is how he acts when something is troubling him.